Imagine your editing is so addictive that viewers can't even stop watching from the beginning to the end. Because your editing just looks so good to watch. I know you want that, so I've taken my 3 years of editing experience, broken down it into 4 components. But pay very close attention, because what you are about to learn will completely change what you have lead or seen about addictive video editing. We're going way deeper than simple tips like remove dead space. Editing is much more than that. And let's be honest, you're tired of getting bad views because your editing isn't working. Trust me, I have been where you are, and you want to stick around for this. It's worth it. So how do you edit an addictive video? First, figure out which editing style works best for your audience in your niche. MrBeast's fast-paced editing tells us that most viewers watch his videos for entertainment. Meanwhile, Iman Gadzhi's style shows us that his audience is there to learn. Every editing choice you make should be designed around your viewers. For example, constantly removing pauses is essential for entertainment content, but for educational videos, it can overwhelm the viewer. Truly addictive editing blends both approaches, so before I reveal the next pillar, you first need to understand exactly who you're editing for, like the top creators. Pay attention. This video isn't just a tutorial. Think of it as a very important information for addictive video editing that once you load up the information in your head, it will change the way you see addictive video editing. Use motion graphics to explain complex ideas faster than words can. They help your viewer avoid mentally translating, imagining, and remembering everything you say, which protects retention. Here's an example. This morning, I got an email from a client who needed help with editing. I clicked the link to open Google Drive. I grabbed the footage, drop it into my timeline, and the edit begins. A few hours later, I send it back. 12 minutes of clean, polished, high-retention video. That's the power of motion graphics. They don't just look good, they make complex processes feel effortless. Now let's break down this motion graphic. The raw footage folder gets dragged into the center of the screen, and this is where addiction kicks in. Everything else fades into the background. The fading of the background helps to direct your attention, and it gives your editing authority and increases focus so that you focus on the blue folder. The blue folder builds trust because of the color blue. The cursor movement feels intentional, which subconsciously builds trust in the viewer's eye. As soon as the folder lands, the timelines start materializing. Not all at once, clips slide in. This motion creates the illusion of time collapse. Hours of editing are compressed into seconds, and that compression is deeply satisfying to watch. Then comes the payoff. The finished sequence moves out, sent back to the client. The motion mirrors the opening, but now it's refined. This visual symmetry creates closure. Before we proceed to the next step, I just want to share something very important. By now, you know that I'm a video editor and thumbnail designer, as you can see. If you want to skip the process of searching for a video editor who understands your style, you can work with me. If you'd like me to edit your videos to increase your CTAs, DM me using this Instagram account to talk with me, visit my social media accounts, and get in touch. Now, let's get back to the video. Now let's talk about color. This is one of the most powerful tools in addictive editing. Think of color as a game of chess. Each of your moves you make, they should be 2 steps ahead of your opponent to trap him. The black and white chessboard dominates the frame. Black versus white instantly communicates contrast. The high contrast forces the brain to pay attention because the brain is wired to detect difference. Contrast equals focus. The deep black background removes distraction, and this is where authority is established. Black represents power, control, and the unknown. By surrounding the scene in darkness, the colors in the foreground become more intense. Even Iman Gadzhi uses the color black as his background for the same reason. Now look at the blue pawn in the foreground. Blue builds trust and intelligence. Orange signals action and momentum. Purple represents power and strategy. So the pawn subconsciously feels calm, strategic, and powerful. It doesn't feel aggressive. It feels calculated. That emotional balance pulls the viewer in rather than pushing them away. On the other side, the opposing pieces glow with dark brown and pink tones. Dark brown feels intense because dark tones absorb light and appear heavier. They're psychologically linked to dominance and the unknown. Pink leans toward red, which is tied to competition. Together, they create contrast. The viewer feels the challenge without being told there's one. The timeline's reflections across the pieces amplify stimulation. It looks like neon. Neon colors feel digital because they're highly saturated and artificially bright. They create a futuristic atmosphere. The white tiles reflect light upward, subtly brightening the lower half of the pieces. The key here is controlled contrast. Light versus dark. Calm versus tension. That opposition creates visual energy, and visual energy sustains attention. Now let's break down the sound design. Sound design is how you control emotion using audio. First, risers. A riser is a sound that slowly builds up. It gets louder or higher in pitch. This tells the viewer that something important is about to happen. That's why risers create anticipation. Next, hits. A hit is a short, strong sound. It adds emphasis. You can use it when text appears, when you say something important, or when the scene changes. Hits make moments feel powerful. Think of them like bold text, but in sound form. Now, keyboard typing sounds. Typing sounds make your video feel productive and focused. If you're explaining something educational or business-related, light keyboard sounds can make it feel more real and active. Cut sound effects. When you switch scenes, adding a small cut or slice sound makes the transition feel clean and intentional. Without it, cuts can feel empty. Whooshes. Whooshes are great for movement. When text slides in or an image moves, a soft whoosh makes the motion feel smooth. It connects the visual movement with audio, which makes the edit feel complete. Drone. A drone is a low, steady background sound. Creates suspense or seriousness. It's useful in deeper or more intense parts of your video. The viewer may not even notice it, but they will feel the mood. Ambient background sound. Light background noise, like soft room tone, keeps your video from feeling empty. Total silence can feel awkward. A subtle background layer makes the video feel more natural. Now let's talk about music. Ambitious music creates motivation. Emotional piano music creates connection. It makes your message feel meaningful and personal. Modern electronic music creates energy. It feels innovative and forward-thinking. You can also control attention with silence. If you suddenly stop the music, the viewer instantly pays attention. Silence creates contrast. If you slowly fade the music out, it signals that the segment is ending. You're not just adding random sounds. You're guiding emotion step by step. And when viewers feel guided, they stay engaged.